And the one that we don't have on screen is Crux.
Is Korox, who was featured on stream in our afternoon qualifier. So Korox will be running off stream to feature as many community members as possible in these early qualifiers.
So the voice that you're hearing before me is Tao, and my name is Just Call Me MB. We will be the comms for this evening. Evening being this time zone. Whatever time zone you're in.
Whatever time zone you're in. Let's just check everything. Do we have CBF stream up?
That is a good question. Let me refresh one more time and see if I have him. Yeah, I'm still just seeing the 3. So as we finish up these final moments of setup, the qualifying kind of structure is actually that runners get to choose how many races they would like to be a part of, how many qualifiers they like to go for. The 3 best times will be counted. I believe they're allowed 4 attempts total.
Yep.
And so it's kind of nice. They kind of get a buffer if anything does go wrong.
Yeah, and I think runners can continue to participate in qualifiers for fun. These are kind of open races for the community, but we're this next week we'll be running qualifiers mainly to determine seeding into the bracket rounds. All right, it seems like we've started. If anyone, yeah.
Our restreamer's working on it, so I'm not too concerned, but at least we've got 2 streams for sure in the left, and then looks like Lukeman might be figuring things out too. Oh, now we have CBF.
Oh, right. Okay. It looks like we've got all the streams up. We might have things a little desynced. We'll try to sync them up. But as we get into the run, I think the differences will sort of be less apparent. So we're running any percent. Fastest to beat the game. Anything goes, but no amiibo for this race, right, MB?
Yes, exactly. So we've already seen in the earlier qualifying match, we even had an old route, so to speak, in ancient tech. But it was very, very fun to see Harm pull off that Castle BTB. So yeah, I do not mind that.
Made up for those of you who watched this afternoon, made up for a little bit of difficulty he had with Mag BTB and sort of. But we'll see what our runners have in store for us. We do expect most runners to be on the latest route, utilizing most of the latest tech, with some safety strats thrown in for consistency, given that it's a race situation, and that there's really no ability to reset. So on screen we see CBF break out of SOR first, with Pyro and Pra close behind.
There you go. I did notice that the CBF, Pyro, and Praha all had the same French version with the little case S, but then Lukeman actually has the capital S.
Yeah.
I do not remember if that's Canadian French, though, that has the capital, or if it's French.
I think we want the lowercase s.
Okay.
Or I think even Lumina was running in English this afternoon, just eating the 4-second time loss that comes from running there.
Yeah, Zelda's just so talkative.
All right, so Luke is joining our runners and leaving the Shrine of Resurrection. And the runners are going to approach the first sort of tricky point, which is this clip here. It's kind of
okay,
easy
come on.
to...
SOR clip is just nothing?
It's nothing, but we've been doing it for
I know. That's true.
years and years
This
now.
is the newest
Um,
one, yes.
yeah, the tempo clip, it's kind of pretty precise in the skew that you need. It's easy to half clip in and then get forced out by the game. So it's a common reset point. But we got 3 runners who made it pretty cleanly.
And just like that, we've got 2 runners already entering their first shrine. Thanks to these awesome glitches. Prahaha is nipping at their heels. So this is where we might see a little bit of variation in technique. They're going to get their first rune, their bombs rune, which, as many of you know, allows for one of our, well, not oldest tech. I'd say what? It's like the middle tech.
Yeah, there are a bunch of the different options. As we see, Luke kind of had some difficulty with the tempo clip and is just choosing to run around. The in-shrine strats are where you can see a lot of different variation because there's riskier stuff that's faster, and then kind of the slower, more consistent, safer stuff. So CBF going there for Gamer Win Bomb and missing. Kind of the goal is to get to that monk level on the first try. Pyro went for a safer strat and actually gets to the monk cage before CBF.
The nice thing, at least, about dying in a shrine, not like we actually saw that, is that you do not usually end up outside of the shrine. You end up in the shrine. So that's kind of one nice thing to know. If we do see that in the tournament, it's a kind of safer place to die, and that you're not going to get a mean autosave, as mean as other autosaves can be.
All right, we've got an old man cutscene here. So I feel like we've had this discussion has come up in the community every now and then. MB, what's the thing you miss the most about Old Plat, which we saw earlier today, but not in any of these runners?
Hey, I'm going to say something that's probably unexpected, but I just loved the optimization of the movement from Zelda talking to the first shrine or to the stasis shrine. All of those, like you shield serve for just a little bit. Now, okay, the Bokos could be really mean and that could mess things up, and that wasn't fun to see, I will say. But even something as simple as, climbing up that little cliff, right? If they do it just right, right, you can get up the cliff without, running out of stamina. If you know just the exact right spot and just the exact right times to to boost up. So just those little itemization, like optimizations. I was just always amazing to me how clean runners were.
Oh yeah, like without the benefit of early wind bombs and BLSS, just like running, taking like optimal lines and running, and like you said, shield surfing and whistle sprinting and managing your stamina. Those are really, really important skills. Can make seconds of difference in each split. So, yeah, I think we lost that a little bit when we got these more powerful movement techniques so early.
Yeah, now we're kind of, I don't know, it's almost like we're more focused on the clips, right? The clips are becoming the thing that needs to be more item optimized, which some people just don't enjoy as much, right? I mean, I actually really love watching glitchless runs because of just optimized movement. And so that's something that to be. I mean, there is still optimized movement, obviously, in this new route, but It's just not quite as demanding as it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, like if you try to run the bug limit route, like you're gonna lose a lot of time, and you're not really gonna know where it is because of like all of those minor optimizations there. CBF and Pyro finishing mag at roughly the same time. Pra is not that far behind. Luke is this Luke leaving Bomb Shrine?
Yep, that's what's going on. Yep, which we're seeing resiliency already on Lukemon's stream there, just pushing through.
Yeah, maybe some race time jitters, but hopefully they have a smooth run the rest of the way.
Exactly, it's hard to imagine for me because I don't run the category. However, even when I play bingo, right, sometimes I'll remember like, okay, the beginning started off rough. That does not mean the rest of it is going to go this rough, right? Like, got to just keep pressing on. Right, get past those things, and yeah, might be smooth sailing from there. I mean, hey, even this is Cal just PB'd in Hundo the other day. He was highly considering resetting the run early on, and he got a 30-minute PvP. So, you know, turned out to be a pretty good run.
So CBF there dropped the BLSS early. Probably just let the controller go neutral or accidentally let go of B there. And whereas CBF and Pyro were neck and neck, Pyro's out ahead a little bit. I think Stasis Shrine is probably kind of the most interesting in-shrine strat. I think the runners have gotten pretty consistent with the wind bomb here, but it is also pretty risky. It's a 7-8 second time save, but a very precise turn wind bomb to try to hit.
The latest PS Piston TM hack.
Okay, the line that Pyro is taking suggests that he is going for the wind bomb. So let's see. Early circle, turn. Oh, that looks good.
And you like to see those rebounds, Link staying on that platform.
Ooh, that was a good wind bomb from CBF. Only thing missing there would be a ragdoll cancel to get Link to stand up right away. But can't really complain about a wind bomb that lands you right at the pedestal for the monk. And Prahaha doing the safe strat, just running through.
Again, I'm not too surprised. I mean, like you said, like in a qualifier like this, if it's a 7 or 8 time save, is it really worth it? If you're not that, confident with the trick, yeah, I would.
Yeah. It's interesting how every player, every runner needs to make that calculation for themselves. Like, what's my success rate with the trick? How confident am I? And also, what's the race situation that I'm in? Who am I up against? What are they likely to do? Pyro had to reload. I think messed up the probably the sequence of attacks in charging up this boulder, and then just had some trouble getting the arrow shot off, so couldn't get onto the boulder in time.
And just like that, Praha is caught up.
Yeah, I will say CBF doing ESC. Ooh, unbuffered first try. Ooh, Pra having some trouble and is just climbing. Pyro's going to try the boulder launch again. I will say that this boulder launch is a little bit more nerve-wracking than the old boulder launch with a two-handed weapon. The amount of hits you need with this Bogu Spear does take a little bit more time, so the stasis timer, getting on the boulder and everything, it's a little bit of tighter timing than before.
And apparently we have an exact formula to know. Your success times your time save plus your failure times your time loss has to be above 0. If anyone can actually plug some numbers into that for me and let me know if that works. Still waiting to confirm, but you know, I like formulas. So I think we had 2 runners go for the white tree and 2 runners go, at least the ones on screen, for the brown tree. Which is your preferred tree for the Stasis Wind Bomb?
I prefer the brown tree. It's a simpler climb. So the white tree actually is a little too tall for 3 climb jumps. So you have to
Huh,
be sure to get one of those. I don't know what to call it. Like Link automatically steps up sometimes when you run into a
right.
climbable surface. So you have to make sure to get that in order to be able to get to the top without like either slow climbing or using up all your stamina.
I thought it
So
was more about which runner, like what Wind Bomb setup exactly they preferred, but I did not even know. There you go. There's optimizations to even climbing the
right.
tree.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
the white tree is technically like slightly closer on the path, so like it is
Right.
faster to go on the white tree. I also think, although I haven't, my sense is that the wind bomb angle from the white tree is a little better for getting closer to the shrine. Whereas
Mm.
like if you wind bomb from the brown tree, you might get like a slightly higher launch, but that leaves you further away from the shrine. So like little choices like that can affect kind of which one that our runners choose.
There you go. We see Luke Mon also taking the original strat to get through his stasis, while
Hmm.
their CBF has actually gotten through, and so has Pyro actually gotten through cryo.
Hmm. All right, CBF throws the spear on the fall damage cancel. That is optimal. CBF does not want to take the Boga Spear into castle. Yeah, Trevor
Watching
in chat
Link Waggle
pointing out
is
that
yeah.
Luke picked up the hammer in stasis. So Luke had some difficulty in the first split and ended up with the Boko club rather than the Boko spear. And the Boko club being a one-handed weapon and also being a Boko weapon has very little durability and can't actually charge up the boulder enough. And Pyro. Pyro had a
There
really good
is
DLSS.
just a few holes in that ceiling. Just a few. Oof.
Falling down one of the holes in the roof of Temple of Time has been in our speedrun for a very, very long time. Ooh, CBF. Interesting spot to BLSS from. Making the climb up to the roof of Temple of Time. This is something where we would more usually see this in a longer category, like all dungeons. Um, uh, in any percent, CBF doesn't need the height here to get to the razor shrooms, but maybe this is just a more familiar spot. Although they're having some difficulty getting Link to step up. Pyro
Yeah, this is the
dies twice on the Temple of
oh
Time. Oh no.
no, you do not need the height from there. No.
I mean, the razor shrooms are on the ground, so our runners could technically jump out, right, and still make it.
Loving this angle. Right up on the bomb. Those beautiful blue trails. Well, as we're seeing in chat, yeah, I mean, he wasn't that much higher than he needed to be, so we'll see what the other runners go for. I mean, Prahaha is up on the tower roof here. I mean, we're not strangers of uphill BLSSs. I mean, there's an uphill BLSS from Mac to Stasis, so not the end of the world, but if runners prefer to quickly climb up, that is what they prefer.
Well, this roof spot is sort of notorious for what you're seeing Pyro go through now and what CBF went through, which is that the round bomb doesn't want to stay on there. And the wind, after you get the paraglider, is an RNG element here. So sometimes you get no wind and the round bomb just stays where it is, and sometimes you just get wind in random directions and the round bomb blows off. All right, CBF is first in castle.
And CBF is grabbing his first set of ancient arrows. It might be his only set of ancient arrows. We'll see. This is another variation that we'll see during the run. The runners have a choice if they want to grab 3 ancient arrows or if they like to grab 6 ancient arrows. What is not a variation is that runners are all going to be stopping at this cooking pot because they need to turn their... I'm tempted to try to say it in French, but I'll say, what is it, iron shrooms?
Razor
shrooms. Razor shrooms. Oh, no, yeah, razor shrooms, right. Into the attack up food.
Did you catch what happened to CBF? They're redoing this segment, so I'm not sure what happened.
I did not actually know. I thought he was just safe cooking, so I looked away, like, come on, it's cooking. Accidentally ate a shroom. Link. The randomest things can happen. Yeah, when I was saying runners can choose between 3 ancient arrows and 6 ancient arrows, I mean, we technically could see 9 or another variation. There are many ancient arrows around the castle. 6,000?
Yeah, not
casual glitches required to do that.
Pyro breaking out an old safety strat, which is grabbing the dragon part here for a... Well, this might not be that safe. Oh no, Pyro.
Ooh.
I was going to say it's a safety strat to extend the attack up effect to a point where essentially Pyro could mess up the boss rush a lot and still guarantee having attack up until the very end. But going down there, he did alert the Lizalfos and took a death there.
I saw Pra has now 6 ancient arrows. CBF, I think, also has the same.
Yeah, CBF has 6. And CBF's on Wind Blight skip. Doing a safety save here. I don't know if CBF has worked out a good spot for the safety save, but the save here near Sanctum is always sort of finicky. The game doesn't want to recognize a lot of parts of Sanctum as like safe ground for you to hard save on. So But CBF looks like has a successful wind blight skip, so hopefully it's not a thing they need to test later on.
And Praha, very grateful that he saved there, because the gravity took the best of that situation.
Pyro having some more trouble with Lizalfos. This is the Lizalfos at the top of the stairs that's followed him all the way down. He's going to choose to reload just to reset the enemy positions and start there again. Meanwhile, Luke's at the cook pot. Nice headshot there from CBF. We'll be able to finish Water Blight in the fastest way. Praha is going to set up for Wind Blight skip. Praha actually going against sort of the majority, I think, of Breath of the Wild runners, not using gyro.
Ooh, good catch. Wow.
I've known he doesn't use it for a long time. Swears by it. Swears by it.
Oh yeah. I feel like that is one of the things. Like if you're gonna do, you're gonna feel strongly about it. Like it's a big difference.
Gyro has basically ruined kind of older games with bows and arrows for me because I simply can't. I can't aim with just the joystick anymore. I always expect to be able to like nudge my aim with the gyro. But there are runners who are really practiced at it and get really good at the micro movements, so. CBF.
We are seeing Luke actually caught up to Pyro, both of them being in Zelda's room here, but then the Moblin did get the best of Luke.
Oof. So Luke should have an autosave at least at the Ancient Arrow chest. Oh, at the top, so okay, so not that big of a time loss.
Looks like the Moblin just kept noticing him just right at the last second. Is that going to matter for his weapon durability?
It is going to matter, yeah. I'm a little... We'll see how that Claymore holds up. That's a lot of extra hits.
Yeah.
I think from the past, like the Claymore can stand like 3, maybe 4 extra hits for the weapon routing, but that's a lot to kill that Moblin.
Excuse me. It looked like he did pick up another weapon. So maybe he knows. And this Wind Bomb to Sanctum, it's been getting a couple people today.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I'm always amazed at runners who are able to pull off that Wind Bomb while they have Guardian lasers being pointed right at them. So.
Yeah, it is a big mental hurdle. Because in your casual playthrough, you're kind of you learn to like freak out anytime you hear that sound. Ooh,
yeah, clean. My heart rate would rise.
Looks like a clean first phase Calamity from CBF. Gets a physical attack, so hopefully we see a laser right here. Great.
Beautiful.
All right. CBF just has to establish the stun lock here, and they'll be good. Next, we're going to turn our attention to Pra, who's on Thunder Blight. Breaks the shield and just needs to spin to finish this phase. Luke looks like is not a gyro user either, given how steady that that aim was on Wind Blight Skip. And CBF's into Dark Beast.
La noirceur de l'âme de Ganon enveloppe son corps. Cette aura le protège de toute attaque.
Oh, Pyro doing a nice little strat to end the phase. You can go into bullet time and get 3 headshots off. It's a good, I would say, like beginner intermediate strat if you can't get the headshot when Water Blight wakes up in that phase.
Le pouvoir de Ganon s'affaiblit.
Pra going for 3 boomerang hits rather than 2 from the edge of duality. Loses a little bit of menuing time, but the main reason to do that is just to be safer on the durability on the edge of duality. Luke gets Wind Blight Skip second try.
Slip, yep.
Yep.
C'est le moment. Tu l'as blessé. Continue comme ça.
Well, Pyro choosing to go between the body of Fireblight and the little arm. I think most runners choose the body and the big arm. Misses the fast cycle. What CBF is doing here, we call RNG manip. Or lag reduction. I forget which one it is.
Tu y es presque. Encore un peu. Link, regarde. Sur sa tête.
CBF, we said no spoilers in chat. But GG CBF.
The GGs, yeah.
All right, Pyro is into Calamity. Pra is in Dark Beast. All right, let's watch Pyro's Calamity fight. 6 Ancient Arrows, it looked like. Is going to also throw in a Flurry Rush with a Boomerang. A little bit of a safety strat to make sure that there's enough damage in the 10 bomb arrows coming up to end the phase. Yeah, there. Ooh, Pyro
And
is
the
caught.
splash damage from the wall?
He got caught in the
looked like he got
flame.
hit.
He got caught in the
Yeah.
fire. Yeah.
Ah.
Off-screen, Koroks finishes in second place. So GG Koroks.
Barely nudging out Pra.
Yeah, let's send some good luck to Pyro and Luke, who have had their struggles, and let's give them some support to finish strong. GG Pra.
Oh, the Guardian Laser can catch you there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you get stuck on that wall, the Guardian Laser will catch you. Ugh. Did Pyro get Wind Blight Skip? He did.
Yeah, let's see if we can get any runners in here. Little post-qualifier interview. Welcome, welcome, GG's.
Right as he was telling us the story of what happened.
So who is telling the story?
Corax was
It
telling
was-
us what happened.
It was I.
All right, Corax, tell us what happened since we didn't see your stream.
Oh my god. Oh, I hear myself. I gotta mute the stream. Sorry. I don't even know where to start. Everything was fine up to castle again, like the one I did earlier, and then everything fell apart. I got instant castle cutscene, which it happens, and I could have played it safe and landed like in the entrance, got the cutscene, been fine. But I decided to ride it down, and I got stuck on the platform right above where the moblin is. And the moblin somehow heard me as soon as the cutscene was over, even though I hadn't moved, which is great. So, and I thought I could like get him in time. Like I headshotted him with the bow. I ran and got the claymore, but he noticed me just out of the corner of his eye. So I had to reload, and then the reload was all the way back at Temple of Time.
Ooh.
So there was no autosave at all between Temple of Time, getting the mushrooms, and then castle. So
When
That's-
the castle reloaded, and yet that didn't cause the autosave?
nope.
Nope.
And then on
Yeah,
top
you-
of that, when I came back, since castle had already been loaded, I got loaded gate, so I had to ESC in, and I just lost
of course.
Oh,
so much time. Ah.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
gosh.
man.
That's tourney luck, and today it was
Yeah.
not a good day for that.
It's a
man.
finished run, though. It's a
It
finished
is.
run.
So it's points on the board. I'm happy,
Yeah.
but man, come on.
Yeah. For those who didn't see the qualifier this afternoon, Corax had a tough run in the first qualifier as well.
Damn Calamity. But yeah, no, it was good. Besides that, I played pretty well. It was a good plateau. So
What was your final time on plat?
13:33.
Whew.
I didn't do any wind
Jesus.
bombs, so no gamer,
Dude.
no canal. So
Brother, even with that, you were still like a good 30 seconds ahead of me.
yeah, it's just tough luck. But yeah, GG's CBF. How did your
Oh,
run go?
thank-
By the way.
I mean, I tried not to do like, any tough strats.
Yep.
I almost died at Gamer Win Bomb. That's great.
Of course.
Love that.
Yeah, I
Um,
decided not to take any chances with that.
Yeah, and then I dropped BLS like literally right before you get to the old man's like house. So I had to run all the way to the white tree.
That sucks.
And yeah, and I think other than that, like the biggest time loss was trying to get the BLS to castle because I went to the upper area that we use for AD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but yeah.
But it seemed
other
like you
than
were
that-
not alone on that. I think
Oh,
several
yeah.
actually runners
I
went up to
saw-
that top level.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean, other than that, no incidences, which was good. Castle was
good.
decent enough, other than me accidentally eating one of my razor shrooms, so I needed to reload. Just because I wanted that
Yay.
buffer time. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. But GG's to everybody.
Yeah, GG's.
That was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, we'll hear from Pyro when he finishes his run. But Pyro also CBF had kind of similar issues with setting up the BLSS on top of the Temple of Time. Round bomb kept on rolling off.
It's only ever in a race where you can't ever hit use that spot. It lets you know. But yeah, no, it was a good first run. I think this is my first time running any percent in months. It feels like at least.
Ooh.
I almost went to castle immediately. That was my instinct was oh, go to castle and scan. But then I remember, and I'm over here reminding everybody in the chat it's no amiibo.
Luke
So-
had
Muscle memory just
caught,
takes over.
Yeah. Oh, Luke.
just want to say, yeah, Luke got
Yeah.
caught in one of Thunderblight's metal rods there. Pyro lost his pot lid to a miss parry, but apparently he has 2 backup shields, so
Yeah.
he can continue.
Yeah,
Finish his
I
first
also
one.
grabbed the backup shield next to the third set of ancient arrows, or excuse me, the
I did
second
as
set of
well.
ancient arrows. Yeah,
Yeah.
just in case.
Why not?
Race strats.
Pra, how was your run?
Followed by Fury.
You know, I can't say much went well for me. I failed every single wind bomb. Somewhere along the line, I picked up really bad muscle memory, and I'm constantly trying to correct every single wind bomb I do, where I open my D-pad menu before I enter bullet time. So then I'm trying to like quickly exit D-pad, enter bullet time, and drop square bomb. But you know, it's a race. You just gotta kind of deal with what you're dealt. I think the weirdest thing was Ganon, like, gave me a laser phase 1 right after the 6 ancient arrows. I had to kind of react to that, but luckily, you know, I was able to run away and just shoot him until he died.
Well, Pyro needed the other backup shield too.
Yeah.
Missed the parry there. For CBF or Pra, you two ran last year in the tournament. Anything different about this year's tournament for you guys?
Well, I would say, I mean, the biggest thing for me was just the mindset. I mean, last year's tournament was all of the BTBs. It was very hit it or miss it. You know, if you missed Mag BTB, you basically lost 30 seconds plus, guaranteed. This run was all just about getting through it. Wasn't very hard. And I've learned that in races, I don't do well with the stress. So I, like, don't look at anything. I'm not looking at any of the streams, not looking at splits. And, you know, I'm just kind of talking out loud to myself as if there was a stream chat.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, last year was when we implemented this new castle route. So for me, like, being able to be a part of, like, the group of folks that was workshopping that was super helpful. So having that familiarity with the route in itself was nice. To be quite honest with you, like, a lot of this time around for me, like, I have the luxury of, like, being able to watch folks like Korox and P5 and Tapir and Mikey and Jesse and all these folks who really have refined it to a point where it really is a script, right? Like, at the end of the day, and being able to just stay calm, consistent, take that extra second to get my setup correct has been super helpful. Again, even like with like the pre-fires, like I feel like that was such a new, like, implemented thing for myself to, like, test out during races and runs. So I'm thankful that, like, I get an opportunity to lurk in, like, Tapir's chat, because we all know he's a giga chat when it comes to those pre-fires.
And Korox, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you started running Breath of the Wild this calendar year?
Yeah, or I started in November 2021, so it's been almost a year.
Absolute monster.
Legend.
I haven't had a PB in 3 months.
It's okay. You've been on hiatus. That's what we chalk it up
I
to.
think you have enough PBs for a lifetime.
I think so, too.
He literally had 5 cryo blocks staring him down and killed Water Blight right at the last second.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was beautiful.
I mean, honestly, just respect to these runners for keeping going. I know when you lose in a fight like that, it's just such a demoralization. And Luke here looks like he's using everything he knows.
Yeah,
Looked like he didn't get the
bombs will just
double
knock
hits.
down Fireblight.
Yep.
You
I
really
saw that
need it.
strat from a casual runner, and I was like, oh, you know, that might be useful some way or some shape.
Yeah, for some reason, the one Blight that just gets knocked down by a little bomb rune.
I
Which
wonder
one?
if it's implemented for his phase 2.
Pyro setting up, or at least on stream, setting up for the final shot.
Yeah, we definitely don't know that he finished already. Definitely.
No.
All right, GG's.
I will have to say there was a good amount of nerves just sitting there waiting for Korox to finish, and I'm like, wait, am I gonna beat John in a race there?
That's like my favorite thing. The fact that you don't know where anyone is if they're not being restreamed. It's always like a miniature panic attack when you see, like, somebody get to the next portion of a run.
I was already through the first round of shots on Dark Beast, and I'm like, wait a second, am I gonna beat Korox in a race?
No, John came in and was like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I had low expectations of that.
I mean, I did get a Korok, so it's any percent plus 1 Korok.
So that's the new world
Might be
record.
a record.
Sorry, Evan
I don't
Edits.
know.
You're going to have to come
Yeah.
back and take that from him.
Pretty good. I don't know. Pretty tough to beat.
He actually did that during his race against Wohike Song. Interestingly enough, he got what was it, Castle Angle for Magby TV, and then got the Korok that's under the leaves on his run to Magnesis.
That's great.
Like, absolute legend.
I remember
Absolute
that.
legend.
GG's. Welcome in,
GG's,
Pyro.
Pyro.
GG Pyro.
How do you
Silence.
feel after that run, Pyro?
Terrible. I don't know. I feel like that run was a doozy. I don't know.
All right,
Dying to
fun.
Calamity was not good.
All right.
But you finished. That's a completed
I
run.
did finish.
Yeah. GG's.
Points on the board.
I did
Really
finish.
important in qualifiers.
Wait, where did the button? Sorry. No, I'm watching Lukeman. I was wondering where he got the ice arrow from. Wow!
I think Luke broke the pot in the Moblin room.
Oh my
for,
god, that was
I think
such a long parry.
Well,
Oh,
No!
Yeah.
Oh!
you got the
Let's
shield?
go!
This is
You get
exciting.
the Boko shield. It can withstand at least one slam. So.
God. And for any new runner who says backup strats aren't worth it, I think that right there justifies it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Phase 2.
Let's go.
now we need to worry about Luke's weapon durability on the.
Claiming he's got an extra weapon.
He's got a bunch of weapons, so.
Yeah.
But throws in a flurry rush anyway.
Interesting.
All right, what attack
Yeah, that's
is
gonna force the
Calamity
wall.
going to give?
The burst
Fireball.
shots. Burst shots.
I hate mini lasers. I'm not good at
Those
them.
are my favorite, honestly. Oh, long parry.
Ooh.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Well, GG Luke.
GG, Luke.
GG. Respect to Luke for keep going.
Yeah.
That was close.
It's tough. It's tough. I feel like that's also one of the things from like last year's that like I kind of carried with me.
Mhm.
It's like the fact that like regardless of who's watching or how many people are watching, like it's a matter of like it's another run. Like you're just doing this for yourself. And I feel like even knowing that you have a bit more pressure on yourself just because you know you want to perform for people. So GG's Luke. Next time. You'll get him next time.
Pyro, we haven't heard a bit from you. When did you get started running the game? I don't think I remember you from the tournament last year. So what are you hoping to get out of the tournament this year?
Yeah, so I started running just this year, actually, towards the end of January. I don't know, I kind of entered. I was 50-50 on whether or not to enter the tournament, but I figured it would just be, a fun way to do any percent. And yeah, just to see other runners. I felt like the race, even though I performed badly, was really fun. So yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, there's a lot of recent runners. I think you, Trevor, Flavian are all like very folks who recently picked up the game. So it's great to see new folks in the tournament this year.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get it next qualifier though. Next qualifier race, I will not die to Calamity.
That's always the hope. That's always the hope. Just don't die in the boss rush. All right. What are your plans for the qualifiers this coming week? So like CBF, let's start with you.
I more than likely will end up just doing another one maybe in a few days. Just give myself some time to tune up some things. So yeah, it'll probably be later on this week for me.
All right. Korox, if you're still there.
I don't think I'm going to do one tomorrow, but sometime during maybe the weekend, I'll do another one. I do want to practice a lot of stuff, so
Yeah.
got to practice not getting instant castle cutscene if you can do that.
That part.
I don't know about that one. It might be wishful thinking. But yeah, no, I mean, some stuff to tune up. So I'm excited to keep going and have some fun. So, yep.
Great. What about you, Pra?
You know, I can't decide if I really want to just get into this qualifier tomorrow and just magically pretend like my muscle memory for wind bombs is going to fix itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like going into like a boot camp of doing nothing but wind bombs for several hours is only going to like make me want to bang my head against a wall. So maybe I'll just try to have fun with the game, maybe do an all dungeons run or something, and get my mind out of that headspace and come back into it and see how I feel tomorrow.
All right, and Pyro, let's wrap up with you.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I might do the one tomorrow just because of scheduling and work and all that. But I would like to workshop Calamity a bit before doing so we'll see.
All right. Thank you to all the runners. Luke doesn't look like is going to join us for the interview, but GG to them for pushing through a tough race, even if it ended with a DNF. Thank you all runners. GGs. Good runs tonight.
Thank you to Comms and ADN for the restream. Y'all were amazing.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, ADN, do you have any...
Oh, sorry, I had a question for MB.
Oh, I think MB
left. Oh,
out.
that's right.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna ask how she's been doing because I know she's expecting. So I was like curious to know how our mini runner's doing. But yeah, best of luck to her as well.
Oh, ADN doesn't have a mic. I just remembered, so I'm going to try to quickly pull up the qualifier schedule so I can talk a little bit about what's coming up. So our next qualifier is tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, and followed by 2 more on Friday, and with 3, I think, qualifiers coming up over this weekend, and for a total of 12 for the next week. The bracket for the elimination rounds will be set by October 19th, and then the tournament will proceed from there with the runners who make the cutoff. So I guess on behalf of MB, who couldn't stay to the end, ADN, who's our ZSR restreamer, and all the runners, stick around. We're gonna raid Rosin, I think.
And then just one quick thing that Tapir put in the chat to ask people to give their input on Monday night qualifier being moved to Saturday night.
Oh, yes. We're trying to open up more qualifiers so more folks can attend, and that would involve Monday one moving to Saturday and Sunday. And the more input we get, the more people we can make sure are actually attending the qualifiers. So if you're a runner listening in, please go into the tournament runners or the races channel and give your input. All right. I think that's it.
Bye, y'all.
Have a good night.